the IMF's new forecast estimate, or what you and I have often joked about, stare at the ceiling estimate has come. At the economy is supposed to be shrinking at 10% this year. But from your standpoint, what does it look like? We are now in the 7 months after the lockdown, 3 months after the lifting of the lockdown. From your standpoint, what does the economy look like?
Well, thank you, Shankar. And there are several ways I can answer this question. One way question is to say that, look, we are in the midst, we meaning not just in India, every country in the world, an unprecedented health crisis in the form of COVID, and we don't really know when it will end, when it will taper off. We still do not know whether there will be a vaccine or not. Ostensibly, we might think that we're in the middle of unlockdown, but let us also accept and realize that many of the lockdown decisions are not decisions by the union government. The union government only has a template in terms of minimum guidelines. Many other lockdown decisions are taken by state governments and even local bodies. So therefore, COVID has not only meant a health crisis, it has also led to a slackening of economic activity. Most economic activity in terms of contribution to national income occurs in urban areas, semi-urban areas. It occurs in the form of trade, transportation, services, construction, and all of those have been hit by COVID and the resultant lockdown, and that is not yet over. Purely in terms of GDP numbers, Q1 of this year was the worst. Q2, when the figures, and quite often we react instantaneously to quarterly figures, and the quarterly figures are always, at least in newspapers, year on year. So they're a function of what they were last year, what was Q1 last year. So Q1 of this year was the worst. I think Q2 of this year will be better. It will still be negative. From Q3, we will move into positive territory, and Q4 have a little bit more of positive. So this financial year, I think we will end with a negative real GDP rate of growth. How much is that going to be? Anywhere between 7%, 10% or thereabouts. So if someone says 7%, I'd say possible. Someone says 10%, that's also possible. No one knows for sure, because these are all projections on the basis of not entirely the ceiling method, but on the basis of imperfect information, because the information all often trickles in with a time lag of about 3 months. From next financial year, we will move into positive real growth trajectory. Real growth being negative this year means that nominal rate of growth will also be pretty close to zero, not outright negative, which means it has revenue implications for union government and state government. So that's where we are.